Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Season 1, 2, 3. Yes. Wow, it's about that time again where we sit back, look at our culture, and analyze and cultivate and gain a better understanding of what we call life. Clap it up, clap it up. Thank you, live studio audience. Yeah, I need you to be sharp, okay? Now, to the right of me, I have two recurring guests. I love them dearly. They are wonderful. Every time they come on, they analyze the culture. They don't give me any crap. They're two of the best guests of the show. So would you please clap it up for Morgan and John. Clap it up. Wait, live studio. Oh yeah, clap for your beauty queen, but also say hi to the live studio audience. Yay, yeah, they're happy when they say hi. So, it's been a while since season 2. So much has changed. Life keeps going and flowing. Y'all were on season 1, sino 2. Now it's 3. John, let's start. Let's start off with the wonderful Morgan. Morgan, how are you doing?
We're doing great. We just celebrated our 2nd anniversary.
Clap it up! Anniversaries!
Yeah.
Congrats.
2 years.
Amen. Truly a blessing. Yeah.
And
how is work? How is social life? How is
work's good. Social life's good. I'm actually working on finishing a young adult novel. I've been working on writing it for like a year and a half now, and I'm almost done.
Talented.
So
wonderful artist.
So, yeah.
Wonderful. I'm glad to hear it. John, hit me. What you got? What's going down?
Working, balancing out marriage, going to school, trying to have some fun in between.
Right.
Balance, just balancing.
Life is balance. Clap it up for John and Morgan. It's all about balance. They still have time to come out to Owani the Peace talk show and analyze the culture, and I'm extremely grateful. So no more beating around the bush. Let's get right down to it. They know how the show works. I tried to give them new categories, but at a certain point, they're going to be on the show so much, they're going to see every category. Cultural analysis. This is where we analyze culture in its raw form. Let's go to the first tweet that we have scheduled. A bleep. A brother really died over a Popeyes chicken sandwich. Let's analyze this. John and Morgan, let's start with Morgan. Did you try that Popeyes chicken sandwich?
I haven't had it yet. No.
I don't want to move my back. Let's clap. Let's clap for Morgan. Let's clap for Morgan live studio. Let's go to John. John, have you had the Popeyes chicken sandwich?
No, I haven't. But, you know, in Morgan's defense, she stood in line somewhere, and by the time she got to the register, they had no
True
chicken.
story. I went to Popeyes once. It was like late after work when I was working in production. I was there late. But anyway, I was in line for at least a good 15 minutes. When I got to the front, they were like, "We are out of chicken."
Oh.
And I was like, "This is..."
Boo Popeyes! Boo, and I hate to do it. Boo Popeyes. How you gonna run out of chicken
That's
into
what
a
I'm
chicken
saying. That's what I'm saying.
and a fried chicken joint? And which one did you go? Did you go to one in a predominantly African-American neighborhood?
Yeah.
How you gonna run out of chicken in a fried chicken black neighborhood? You don't do that to us! 400 years in a cotton field and we can't get some...
I appreciate your anger on my behalf.
I'm sorry, I just love fried chicken.
Yeah.
Every season we want to stress fried chicken. No, okay, let me calm myself down. Did it deserve death? That this person died over a Popeyes chicken sandwich.
I mean, I want to know this. No, first of all. But
Thank
I
you.
still
Clap that up.
Live
Live studio, clap that up. No. Okay,
Yeah.
so what had happened? John, did you hear about, do you think someone deserved to die over a Popeyes chicken
A literal death? It's not like some...
Emotional death?
Like a slang?
No.
I just died.
Official New York Times, USA Today, CNN, a man died over a Popeyes chicken sandwich.
Wait, died over...
So they got into what we would call a heated debate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alexia. And it was all over the chicken sandwich. So obviously, maybe it was someone like you where they had waited in line 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and like, hey man, you got the last chicken sandwich I wanted. Can we at least split it? Can we at least cut it in half? No, man, you ain't get my sandwich. Hey man, bleep you. Bang, bang, bang. This dude got shot.
Oh.
And then of course we had other scenarios where people didn't die, but they were attacked. They were body slammed, racial epithets thrown at them, all over a Popeyes chicken sandwich.
Well, see, now I do probably have to try. That's what I'm thinking.
If all that's going down over a Popeyes chicken sandwich, maybe we ought to try it. John, what do you think? Since still no.
No, I mean, That's pretty silly. I mean, if all the elements are right, if it's really hot outside and you're super annoyed and you got cut off on the way there.
Yeah.
And you didn't get your chicken sandwich. The kids are crying because they didn't get a chicken sandwich.
Right.
It's enough to make a man go.
Kill somebody, yeah. I was gonna say some foods just make you want to kill. You just want it so bad. You gotta kill somebody. Let's go to the next tweet. I hate when old people comment on you being on your phone like, okay, we can make small talk about the bleeping weather again if you'd like. And then someone commented they'd be doing the same thing if they knew how to use them. This is a very interesting tweet because I love old people.
Yeah.
I love old people, and I understand when they want you to, oh, young man, get off your phone, talk to me. What are your thoughts on old people, Morgan?
Old people in general.
All them old folk.
I mean, they're great. They're full of, well, not always full
Clap
of
it up.
wisdom.
Clap it up.
But I don't want to lie here. But
Right,
a lot of them are full of wisdom. We can learn a lot from the older generation. They're great. I mean, I imagine what I'm going to be like myself when I'm their age, so I try to have some sympathy when they don't understand certain things or if they don't like certain aspects of the culture. I'm probably going to be in their shoes, soon, so I should,
Not soon. Life is stretched out. It's insane. John, your thoughts on old people?
I mean, everything's moving pretty rapid these days. So, I mean, I think people are considered old when they're even not so old.
Right. Like,
so what age constitutes old?
Well, it depends, because I'm going to be like 30 in a year. So
Doesn't she look great? Black, don't cry.
I mean, compared to you, I'm kind of old. So it's kind of you got to kind of start to think about those things when you
that's true. John, what do you constitute as old?
I was actually, when Morgan said we were celebrating our anniversary, I was actually talking about it, small talk on the trip.
Small talk?
I was thinking, I thought it was a crazy idea to me, what if if you were considered old was based on the technology you grew up with? What if it came down, instead of it being an age, or if you had wrinkles, if it was oh, you grew up in this period, well, you only had this technology, so that means you can't use the modern technology, so you're old.
That's kind of related to this tweet. That's good how you tied that back in, because old people did not grow up with phones.
Right.
Our dear grandmothers, grandfathers, some of our aunts, uncles, I remember when the phone, you had to go in the wire and pick it up and all that stuff. So it's they see something like this, and it's oh, young man, you don't know. It's shut up. No, let's go to the next tweet. Real life, I'm not scared to double text. It's just the fact that you already ignoring me, so why would I keep trying to talk to you? I like this tweet because when you send a text and the person don't respond, and now in text life, in real life, if they don't respond in 5 minutes, you're already I know they're on their phone. Even at work, people are on their phone. Let's start with Morgan.
Well, because sometimes it says red, so you know they're
Don't you ever leave me on red, girl. Ooh, girl. Ooh.
That can get uncomfortable real
John?
quick. Yeah.
It's possible they could have read it and then the phone just died. I mean, it's possible.
People keep their I got a wireless charger here. I'm not keeping, this baby gonna stay juiced.
That's true.
So what do you think? Do y'all double text? If someone doesn't respond in time, do you send the next one?
I have, but I don't feel good about it when I do. I feel bad about myself.
Why do you
because it's what it said. I know the information's there. They can respond. I don't need to keep, but I've done it before. I regret it.
John, have you double texted?
Lately, no. The industry I'm in, you got to get a hold of somebody. So if you text no response, you call them. Still no response. We just move on.
Just move on.
Yeah.
So say the problem, circuit board. Nobody took it.
Well, actually, it's even more that we have a system, right, where we log all the work we're doing. So you could put a comment in there saying, I reached out multiple ways.
Oh,
this
got
and
it.
that.
Got
There's
it.
no response. We're gonna move on.
But in sorry, one last thing. But in personal versus work life, if I'm at work, someone doesn't respond to a text.
That's
you can just
true.
call. It's different.
That's a good point. Clap it up for good points. Yeah, because that's totally true. Work and personal. If I don't respond to the boss if I'm at work, maybe like, this is serious, John, you got to get on this. But Mama, if I know she's just calling like, John, you flop. I'm like, Mama, I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? There is a difference. There definitely is a difference. The next category of our show is what would you do? This is where you put yourself in the shoes of a situation. And you have to make a cutthroat decision on how would you handle it. Sometimes we'll give you the freedom to answer in your manner, but then sometimes we'll give, a list of options that you have to choose from. Let's go to the first scenario. You are walking your dog down the street. A creepy gentleman offers you $5,000 to buy your dog because it looks tasty. What would you do? A, get that $5,000. B, report the gentleman to the authorities. C, negotiate for more money. D, tell him you will give him your dog if you get to have what he is cooking. Now, a fan submitted this to us and I was baffled. I was like, why y'all thinking about eating dogs and tasty cooking? But if y'all had to choose A through D, which one would you have to, which one?
I just want to say, not that we would ever eat a dog, but just because sometimes we have weird conversations. Sometimes we brought this up to each other about if we had to eat.
If you had to eat JJ.
Yeah, and just how horrible that would be, and how we'd never want that to ever happen. So I'm gonna say I wouldn't sell a dog to be eaten by a stranger. That's not good.
So would you go B?
Yeah, because I'm imagining this guy, okay, he's offering me $5,000, but if he's just sneaking into someone else's backyard and just taking their dog to eat it? I don't know who this guy is.
Well, we do know he's a creepy gentleman.
Right.
But we don't want to assume, because you wouldn't like if somebody just walked up to you and called the cops on you, oh, she's a lovely young lady, say she's seducing young men on the street.
But I'm not walking up to someone asking them to buy their dog to eat it.
Clap it up. It is not the same to be attractive and ask for a dog. John, A through D.
This is a pretty good moral test, actually.
It is. Because think about, I get passionate, I value human life over anything. So, you have the right to have your dog, your pet, your pup. But at a certain point, if I needed $5,000, you know what I could do with $5,000?
Well, yeah,
Do you know what I could do with $5,000?
First of all, this guy, it sounds like he's already had a bunch of dogs because
that's what I'm saying.
He can tell it looks tasty. So
right.
So he's thinking,
a good point.
It is a good point,
this
but
dog, I can get a lot out of this dog. So,
do we want to just hop on and assume that he's eating dog?
I think there's a lot of context clues that it's not that big of an assumption.
Now, if I was a dog walker and it wasn't my dog, I could just give it to him for the $5,000 and just say the dog ran away.
That's even worse than if it was.
Yeah, all right, let's get off this. I'm getting kind of sad here. You are the president of the United States for one day. You have full executive authority. What would you do? Now, I'm giving this up. There ain't no ACD. I'm giving y'all the option. What would you do? You have the freedom to choose. America.
You can go first. I usually.
I'll tell you what
John. Well, I would say, it seems like an easy one for me would be how we address, how we punish those who have broken laws, right? So, for one, if it's clearly you actually killed somebody, just give them the death chairman, take the guy. But it's very clear.
So you go an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth.
If this guy is an actual, or they've done something, it's, you can actually prove it, man, just, why leave him in the jail for a life sentence and all the money, and just something like that.
We are paying for it, our tax dollars. I kind of want to go back to that. Let's see, Morgan, what would you do?
I was going on a lighter. I'd say free candy day. Free candy, free ice cream, free candy. I only got one day. We're going to party. We're going to celebrate.
Free candy day?
John's day is darker. He's
just ready to execute.
Yeah. Two very different days.
Well, something on my mind, because there's a lot of, of course, injustice, but a lot of, imbalance too when it comes to that in that regard, right? It's you see it happen all the time, and it's man, that really shouldn't I really shouldn't be going down, you know, kind of thing. Or like, again, I mean, it would be hard to kind of determine if that's the right route to take.
You only got
but
a
there's
day.
some, but there's some that like cases where it's like, that's, you know, that needs to be changed. It doesn't have to be that exact law,
Right.
but a law, something along those lines where it's like, okay, obviously, you know, people just, we need to be a little stricter with certain laws.
Clap it up, like Morgan said. I'm for Candy Day. Not to diss my John, whatever you say, no censorship on the last talk show, but I'm for Candy Day. I'm for Candy Day. If I was president of the U.S. for one day, oh gosh, I would require each and every American to subscribe to the last talk show on YouTube. Come on now. I mean, think about it. You know, I mean, we're analyzing the culture. We're doing things that no other talk show has done. Just subscribe to a brother's YouTube, okay? And that is how I think we're going to end out the show, but I always love having Morgan. No, how dare I be such an idiot? The heated debate. We're going to heat out with the heated debate. So the heated debate, this is how it works. Have either of you done a heated debate before?
I mean, we're married, so.
Oh, wow. They took it there. I didn't want to go there. So we're going to give you a topic. Versus choose this, choose that, and you have to choose one, the this, and you have to choose the that. Now, if you both are just set on the this or the that, then you could stake that, and I'll debate. We think we got it? Let's go to the topic. Bone-in versus boneless.
Okay.
Clap, live studio, give me something. Give me some reaction to that heated debate.
I'll go bone-in.
You'll go bone-in. John, can you defend boneless, or are you for bone-in?
I can defend it.
You can defend boneless?
We'll do boneless.
Let's start with Morgan. Morgan, you chose bone-in.
There's just something about the bone in the chicken wing, chicken leg, chicken thigh that makes you just know that, you know, this is what you're eating right now. It makes it feel real, you know? It makes it feel real, even more delicious.
Wow. Okay, I'm with that. I get that, John.
Boneless. If it's a true boneless, though, it's a clean cut, which means every single bite you take, you're getting everything you paid for.
Okay, good point. But not always are boneless done well, you know? Sometimes it's done not well. And so in that case, you're kind of getting cheated. So how confident are you in the boneless that you're getting?
That is true. I don't want minced animal parts.
Yeah.
So are you agreeing with her that bone?
Well, no, that's why I did have to state in my previous argument that it has to be true boneless. True boneless.
I'm just saying bone-in is more delicious and you're more guaranteed to get a good product with bone-in.
But even the fake boneless, it's still delicious. It just isn't delicious in your mind. Right? Once you know what's real, like a hot dog. Once you really know what's in a hot dog, it's not
Wait, what hot dogs have bones in them?
Well, I'm just saying the way
Morgan,
they're made.
oh man.
The way that they're made, right? Well, actually, technically, they do have bones in them. They're just not.
Oh gosh!
Now I don't want to eat hot dogs no more. That's what I'm saying. He is right. It's a bunch of ground up crap. I want to give time for, because both of you, Morgan was killing it, and John, I do want you to go home today and be able to sleep in the same bed, not have to go to the couch. So, are you just gonna?
We don't even have a couch, so there's nowhere.
You gonna sleep outside with JJ? Are you go? I want to give time for closing statements. Morgan, your final thoughts on your bone-in argument.
Oh.
Or have you already? You've already.
Just, I mean, but also I do want to try that Popeyes chicken sandwich. So, and I'm sure that doesn't have bones. So I'm kind of leaning more towards this side of this.
What? You just went giving great arguments. Now
I'm sorry.
John, so now, are you just going to say now she agrees with me? I win.
Well, in her defense, maybe. The only boneless I've ever had is Wingstop. Wingstop, right? That's the only one. So I don't even know if that's really good boneless. That's probably not a true boneless.
They just blew the whole heated debate. They love each other so much they can't even debate it. Well, honey, you know what you're like, honey. So there still will be a link in the description to vote for who you feel won that heated debate, but I'm not putting no tie. Choose bone-in or boneless. That was the last category of our show, dear folks. Can we clap it up for John and Morgan? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. They're two of my favorites. I love them dearly. I love them dearly. Before we end out the show, I always love to end out with a joke. Do either of you fine folk have a joke that you would like to share? Wow, so you just straight up saying no.
I don't even have
John?
Man, there was one that I heard the other day, but It's kind of a religious joke. Let's see if I can
Let's
get it
do
right.
it. Yeah,
Let's see if I can
let's
get
see,
it
let's
right. So, student, right, fails his test, right? And the teacher said, well, how come you didn't study and this and that, right? And the student says, well, only God knows, right, the answers to these tests. Right. So why am I going to study for it, right? And the teacher says, well, God gets 100, but you still get a 0, right? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
No, I probably didn't.
Clap. Hey, clap it up. Was that the end of the joke?
I think so. I probably didn't say it right. I missed my punchline.
Now, what do you call a dinosaur that is sleeping? A dino snore. Come on, Ayana, come on. Jay. Thank you so much, folks, for tuning into the Lash Talk Show. I love you. I appreciate you. Continue to subscribe, like, comment, and we're going to deliver more cutting-edge content to you right here, right now. So thank you. Clap it up, live studio. Clap it up. You're amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Jonathan.